when it comes to app development and user experience design. Then Apple's standard UI library is a great starting point for each new iOS project. Also, with iPhones becoming mainstream, our perception of design and how user interfaces impact users daily has changed as well. Having said that, if we want our application to stand out in a crowded marketplace, then we need to learn how to create something new, something unique with SwiftUI. That's where this advanced SwiftUI tutorial fits in. The main goal of this iOS project is to inspire you on what we can accomplish with the SwiftUI framework. We will create such an onboarding screen with a custom button that we cannot find in Apple's basic UI library. Besides that, we will learn how to develop a complex parallax effect which will add depth to this fantastic application. And by the end of this project, our application will not only look good, but it will feel intimate and delightful while still being unique enough to attract attention and establish a distinguished identity. If you want to learn advanced app design with SwiftUI, then enroll in the class, and I will show you how to integrate design decisions into your apps. Learn how to create a complex pinch and zoom feature with SwiftUI gestures by developing this fun and engaging mobile app. The primary learning goal of this short and engaging iOS project is to get familiar with almost every SwiftUI gesture. We will learn how to implement a long press gesture, a double tap gesture, a sophisticated drag gesture, and finally, a magnification gesture. But not only that, we will cover how to use SwiftUI materials and SF symbols as well. We can apply a blur effect with a color vibrancy to a SwiftUI view that appears behind another view by adding a material with the background modifier. Also, it's worth to mention that this SwiftUI material is not a view, but adding material is like inserting a translucent layer between the modified view and its background. During the development, we will use many SF symbols too. SF Symbols is a library of iconography designed to integrate seamlessly with San Francisco, the system font for Apple platforms with over 3,000 carefully designed icons. Moreover, the new rendering modes provide greater control over how color is applied to these symbols. Besides the standard single-color rendering, there is a hierarchical rendering, a palette rendering, and a multicolor rendering. The cherry on the cake is a SwiftUI drawer that we will create at the end of this tutorial. App users can open this drawer and switch from one image to another using this animated user interface. That being said, you will get an outstanding iPhone and iPad application with a reusable pinch and zoom feature by the end of this tutorial. Now, here goes my question to you. Are you eager to develop this SwiftUI application with the pinch and zoom feature while having some fun? If yes, then open Xcode and start coding along with me.
In this class, we are going to develop a gorgeous encyclopedia of fruits. This quick start guide will help you to get familiar with the latest and greatest of app development with the SwiftUI framework using Xcode editor. First, we will learn how to create a new project in Xcode, then how to add graphic assets to it. Next, we will create a sleek onboarding screen using the new app lifecycle and the app storage. After that, we are going to learn how to develop a list view and a detail view. With that, we can display the fruits in the encyclopedia. Last but not least, we will develop a modern settings screen using many new SwiftUI features. If this is something you want to learn, then enroll in the course. In this section, we are going to discover not only Africa, but some exciting features of iOS 14 and the SwiftUI framework. This advanced guide will help you to get familiar with how to build not only an iPhone app, but a full-fledged iPad and even a Macintosh desktop app using Apple's Mac Catalyst technology. We will also learn how to decode data from multiple JSON files with the Swift programming language. Next, we are going to learn how to create a complete grid layout system with SwiftUI. Finally, we will learn how to use SwiftUI's new MapKit integration and create a complex map with multiple animating annotations as well. If this is something you want to learn, then keep watching. Swift UI is a modern way to declare user interfaces for any Apple platform. Creating beautiful, dynamic apps is faster than ever before with the Swift programming language. Moreover, learning iOS app development with Apple's native user interface framework and creating remarkable applications is a practical and engaging activity, with the right learning material and teacher. In this section, we will develop a prototype of an e-commerce application called Touchdown. By the end of this class, you will get an outstanding iOS 14 application on your device of choice. With that, you will also learn how to prototype an app rapidly and efficiently. Are you eager to have some fun by learning new tips and tricks? If yes, then enroll in the course.
In this Swift UI tutorial, we're going to develop a daily personal task management application. It's not a typical iOS project with a boring UI design, because it delivers a personal touch and feels. So, what topics will we cover? First, we will learn how to integrate core data with the Swift UI app lifecycle using Xcode's new template. Second, we will get familiar with how to create widgets for iPhone and iPad devices. Finally, we will practice how to design an emotional app user interface for a dull to-do list. You know, people can't stand boredom for a long time, which is why apps that are built for non-exciting, repetitive tasks so often get abandoned on phones. But not this project. If this is something you want to learn, then launch Xcode Editor and start coding along with me. In this tutorial, we're going to develop a standalone notes application with the Swift UI framework for Apple Watch. What are the main learning objectives in a nutshell? First, we will get familiar with watchOS's input interfaces such as dictation, scribbling, adding emojis, and even typing from a phone to the watch. Second, we are going to save data permanently on the watch. Then we will decode and fetch this data. To do the serialization operations, we will use the codable protocol. Besides developing all the basic functionalities for this app, we will also make a slick UI design across the whole application. Finally, we are willing to go the extra mile by adding some additional pages to this watch app with some awesomeness and an extra feature. By the end of this section, you will get a full-featured Apple Watch application that could be a good fit in your professional app portfolio. If this is something you want to develop, then let's open Xcode and start coding along with me.
This course is designed for you to master Swift UI and app development. So what kind of app we are going to build? In this section, you will learn the following things: how to set up a new iOS project, how to create a launch screen, how to add app icons for the project, how to create a card layout with Swift UI, how to load different information from a local data file, how to play sounds properly, how to animate user interface elements, how to create a haptic feedback feature, how to show alerts with Swift UI. Finally, how to create sticker packs without writing any code. Start your Swift UI journey with this hands-on project and learn by doing. Without further ado, see you at the class. In this class, we are going to build an avocado recipes app with Swift UI. This application has a great design that supports both iPhone and iPad screens. So what are the main learning objectives? We will learn how to support dark mode with Swift UI. We will also learn how to create a user interface with a tab bar. Next, we are going to fetch data from a local data source. After that, we will learn why view modifier order matters in Swift UI. One of the core topics is to learn how to push information from one view to another view. Also, we will learn how to present a view using Swift UI sheets. And finally, how to build a simple form. If this is something you want to learn, then launch Xcode and start coding along with me. In this class, we are going to build a slot machine game, a remarkable iOS, iPadOS, and even a macOS app with Swift UI. What are the main learning objectives of this cool project? We will learn how to use the user defaults to save and retrieve data permanently with Swift UI. We will also learn how to bring the iPadOS application to Macintosh using Mac Catalyst technology. We are going to add sound effects and background music to the game. Then we will learn how to implement haptic feedbacks and improve the overall user experience. Finally, we are going to refactor the code and create reusable components with Swift UI. If this is something you want to learn, then enroll in the masterclass. In this section, we will write a core data application with Swift UI. You will see how easy it is to get started with all resources provided in Xcode. What will we learn by developing this project? First, how to save data permanently to the local database with core data. Second, how to add priority for a to-do item. Then, how to delete a to-do item. Next, how to create an impressive home view with custom illustrations and quotes. After that, how to develop a new feature, alternative icons. On top of that, we will learn how to build another feature, app color themes. And finally, how to open external links like web pages, Twitter, and so on. Without further ado, let's open Xcode and start coding. In this class, we are going to develop a popular iOS and iPadOS mobile app with swipe motion powered by the Swift UI framework. That said, we will dive into some advanced gesture techniques in this section. The app presents users with a pile of honeymoon destination cards and allows them to use the swipe gesture to like or dislike a card. It could be a great portfolio app that you can show up with confidence in your job interview. By developing this app, we will learn how data binding works in Swift UI. Next, we will learn how to create our first computed property. Then, how to implement the swiping motion with Swift UI. After that, how to enhance the animation with custom transitions. If this is something you want to learn, then keep watching.